walk you through exactly how Taylor was able to lose 22 pounds and 7 inches in 12 weeks as a full-time nursing student. Now, if you're a full-time nursing student, this video is definitely for you. I know a lot of us think that when you're in nursing school, it's impossible to lose weight, it's impossible to lose fat, and that couldn't be further from the truth. I've helped many nurses lose fat in nursing school, but also keep it off. All right, so let's get right to it. All right, so before we get started, let me give you a little bit of history on her, a little bit of backstory. So she was a new mom working as a nurse. So she was working weekends, 12-hour shifts. And then she was also in school full time, going back for her BSN. She was an LPN. And like I said, she was working 2 to 3 shifts a week. She had to study for tests. So super busy schedule. And after she had her kid, she suffered from diastasis recti. And she also just struggled with confidence as far as her, her belly fat goes. As you can see on the left, she was very self-conscious about that. And I know a lot of us think you can't tone it up, but as you can see right here, she was able to tone it up. So that's what I wanted to walk through today. And the best thing about it is not only the weight loss, the fat loss, it's the habits that she learned and maintained, and also the confidence that she got back. So here's the truth about losing fat that nobody's going to tell you. And I'm here to tell you, I got you. All right. So you can lose fat without spending hours in the gym. Matter of fact, most of these workouts, at least for the first 2.5 months, 2 months, were at-home workouts. So she wasn't even in the gym, right? And she wasn't in there for hours. She was doing 30 to 45-minute workouts, guys. So most nurses are not capable of doing this because they don't know how to eat during their shifts. They don't know how to make a lifestyle change. And they think that you need to be working out in the gym 4 to 7 times a week. They think that you have to be doing hours of cardio, and that's just not true, all right? So, of course, here we go. We're going to use the volume method. This is the method that I learned going through the process myself when I was working as an overnight nurse. And it's also the process that has worked on all my clients. So usually for the first 90 to 120 days is the PRN phase, and then you have the stat phase as well. Now for her, since everything was done in 90 days, her PRN phase was a little bit shorter, about 60 days. And then her stat phase was actually, around the 60 to 90 day mark. So let me walk you through it. So once she came to me, usually before you actually start your journey, you're always going to have an epiphany phase. And this phase is usually when you become super aware of your poor eating habits, right? You're no longer confident in what you see in the mirror. You don't like how you feel. You feel sluggish. You feel tired all the time. Your scrubs aren't fitting. And she knew she wasn't eating healthy, but she didn't know exactly what to do to change it. She knew she shouldn't be eating certain foods, but she felt like her cravings were so high. It's how do I change that, right? She was constantly having sweet cravings and, maintaining her bad habits. She would get some Starbucks in the morning and then a muffin, right? And then later in the day, she'd still have sweet cravings, so she'd eat ice cream, things like that, right? And obviously, she didn't really know what to eat, how to eat with her portion sizes. So that's another thing we worked on. Another thing you realize is while you're in this phase, this is usually the reason I call it Epiphany Phase is because this is kind of what you go through before you actually start your journey. This is what you have to kind of deal with before you start your journey. It's like an awakening moment where you're like, you know what? I really need to make a change. I can't keep doing this. So she realized her snacking habits were bad, of course. They're out of control. And that's actually when she reached out to me. And she realized that her diet was a lot of on-the-go foods. And she was, she had some pre-diabetes, pre-hypertensive things going on, and she didn't want to end up taking medications because that always spirals downhill, right? So let's get started with the PRN phase. So like I said, for her, since her schedule was so busy, we focused on at-home workouts. Most of her at-home workouts were on her off days or on school days that weren't too busy for her because she had a lot of exams, obviously. So when she had exams, specific weeks where she had exams, I would give her less workouts. So, for example, on a week where she had exams, I'd give her 2 at-home workouts so she could study more. And then on a week where she didn't have an exam, I'd give her 4 workouts, at-home workouts. So her workout average was 3 to 4 days per week. There was no excessive cardio. It was literally 30 to 40-minute workouts at home, right? We focused on just progressively getting better with the rest periods, right? Because for my at-home workouts, I always have rest periods. So, for example, if you're doing 4 sets of burpees, there'll be a 60-second period in between. Now, when you first start, you'll probably do 120 seconds, right? You might do 3 minutes, but eventually you'll improve, and that's progressive overload as well. And you'll notice the endurance difference, but you'll also notice the fat loss as well. All right. Another thing we focused on was calorie deficit, obviously, and high protein. Now, easier said than done. Teaching her how to grocery shop, I provide a grocery list for all my clients. So I provided her with the grocery list, and I just taught her how to grocery shop and how to pick different foods. Because navigating the grocery store is a big part of this journey because nutrition is important. And learning what to grab, a lot of times when you start this journey, you start to grab different foods that you've never grabbed before. And it's like, how do I cook this? I also provide recipes, how to cook everything as well. So we focused on low calorie, high volume foods. We, found her favorite high protein meals. We learned portion control, which was big because that's huge. Now, we had substitutions like lean versus high fat ground meat. And this is one of the biggest things when people, just go into the store and buy stuff, they end up getting the higher calorie version. So let's just walk through this, right? So this right here is 73.27 ground beef. This is usually what they use at like Taco Bell and in like regular burgers. This is 93.7. You can see the significant difference. This has 23 grams of protein and 8 grams of fat, and this has 30 grams of fat and 17 grams of protein. Not to mention, this has more cholesterol, but it also has more saturated fat and some trans fat in it as well, right? So that's going to be way worse for you than this will be, obviously. Because if you eat, you're not going to eat 4 ounces of it. If you eat 8 ounces of this, that's already 700 calories versus 8 ounces of this, it's 340 calories. So literally just getting a different type of meat, a leaner type of meat, is literally half the calories, right? Because half of 350 is 175. So this is literally half the calories, guys. And then also what to eat on her shifts, different foods to bring, different snacks to bring. And one of the biggest things she noticed, and like I said, I'm going to post a testimony video from her right after this. One of the biggest things she noticed was like her cravings going away and how easy it was when she really knew what to eat and really had a plan. All right, so second phase, like I said, for her, since it was shorter, it was about day 60, month 3. The start of month 3 is when we did this. So we slowly added some calories. Obviously, on her super busy weeks, she was having a lot of exams, so she would work out less on those weeks. And like I said, if she had a big exam, work out less on those weeks. The other weeks, she would work out more. She started using MyFitnessPal, and that's actually when she noticed, because I told her about this already, but when she typed it into MyFitnessPal, she was like, because she grabbed some 80-20 meat because she was on the go, and she was like, yo, I feel more sluggish. What is it? And I asked her, I was like, let me go check your MyFitnessPal. And I checked her MyFitnessPal, and she had some 80-20 meat, and I was like, yeah, that's way heavier. And that's kind of why your protein is low and why your fat is high and why you're feeling sluggish, right? So she started, like I said, tracking her own calories on MyFitnessPal. Now, when my clients track their calories, they usually add me as a friend so I can watch their calories to make sure that they're making good decisions. And I go over at the end of the week just to make sure they're on track and they're making the best choices for them. I am giving them obviously more flexibility, but I like to oversee it just to make sure that they're doing the best that they can, right? And then she actually started going to the gym and lifting weights and learning more substitutions. Like if she wanted ice cream, getting like a Yasso bar. If she's craving a brownie, getting like a Fiber One brownie, things like that. And as you can see here, protein pancakes, everybody's favorite. Everyone loves them. All right. So in conclusion, everything I did to help Taylor gain energy, gain her confidence back, and lose 22 pounds and 7 inches of belly fat in 12 weeks. So like I said, we use the volume method. And then sustainable calorie deficit as well. And that's one of the most important parts, because if you're in a calorie deficit and it's not sustainable, you'll lose the weight, but best believe you'll gain it back, right? So gym workouts on her off days were big too. And then adjusting her workouts around her schedule, right? Around her schedule to make it realistic. Like if I give you if you work 4 days a week and I give you a workout on the 4 days you work, it's going to be very hard for you to hit those workouts, obviously, especially if it's a 12, 16-hour shift, right? And then progressive overload, of course, when it came to the workouts, like I said, the at-home workouts, it was really the rest times that, shortened over time. So she gained more endurance, and that's how she lost the fat. All right, so now that you know exactly how this process works, I got an offer for you guys. So if you're a nurse who struggles with belly fat, a nurse who doesn't know what to eat on your shift, a busy medical professional, if you're ready to prioritize yourself and you're serious about losing 20 plus pounds and 6 plus inches off your waist in a 16-week period, I'll literally help you do that. But I'm literally so confident in my abilities that if for some reason you don't lose the weight, then I'll refund you. But as you can see right here, you're definitely going to lose the fat. Right, this is 8 weeks. She was a night nurse. This is another nurse. This is 16 weeks. This is a busy mom, another busy mom, another nurse, pharmacist, nurse. So as you can see right here, they all lost fat. And like I said, I will post her testimony video right after this so you guys can see that. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out the link in the bio to set up a one-on-one call, and have a wonderful day.